are listening to From Death2Life podcast, episode 6. This is Mario D'Artenzio with my wife, Kerry D'Artenzio.
Hello. Let's start off the way we've started all of our episodes with our quote for the season. This is the world. Beautiful things will happen. Terrible things will happen. Do not be afraid. So, Mario, what's your beautiful thing for the week?
My beautiful thing for the week. I think it being November, and we're coming up on the holiday season, and specifically Thanksgiving. I would say the things that I'm most grateful for, the things that I'm truly thankful for in my life and my family, you in particular, our girls and our son-in-law and our grandbaby and our family and friends, and so much to be thankful for. That's for sure. How about you?
Well, my beautiful thing for the week that came to mind was I got coffee with my sweet friend Kim, and we just chatted for 4 hours. And I thought it's just so great to have a friend like that you can just chat with for 4 hours.
No doubt.
And then my friend Amy came in town, and we just spent that much time together too. And I just love having those people in my life that I can talk to for 4 hours and probably could have talked to for another 4. So love that. That was beautiful.
Very cool.
What's your terrible thing?
Terrible thing is it's the holiday season that is coming without an individual that is very near and dear to us and our family. Our daughter Reese passing, and the holiday season being the first one without her. That's my terrible thing.
Yeah, that is a terrible thing. I will echo that as well. That is hard. We're going to talk about what it's like to have hard things today, but my terrible thing on top of that was the loss of a friend in our community, Nathan Van Dam. He went to school with our girls, and he lost a battle with cancer, and it's been just gut-wrenching for our community.
Yeah.
So like we always say, our life is full of beautiful things, and our life is also full of terrible things, and we have to live with both, and we have to learn how to get through life with both. It's not all going to be great. There is pain, and but thankfully we know we don't need to be afraid. We're not doing this alone.
Amen.
And that's what we are here for. That's why we're here for you.
Guys, with Thanksgiving coming up, we wanted to talk about the benefits of being grateful, being thankful in your life, and how it can help big time when you're struggling with hopelessness. I think especially those of us in America that celebrate Thanksgiving, I know in different countries they have kind of a different way they celebrate Thanksgiving, but in America, we can kind of gloss over it as just maybe another holiday. And for us watching, it's the traditional watching the Lions play, which is always fun. Having family and turkey and all that stuff, but it can have an enormous blessing. Thanksgiving, being thankful, can have an enormous blessing on our mental health. And it's a holiday that's going to come and go, but the principles of Thanksgiving, being thankful every day in just the littlest things, can help us hugely in our mental health. Would you agree with that, Kerry?
Well, yes, of course. I want to talk about some of the the reasons why that is the case. Do you have anything to say
No, go
before
ahead.
we jump into it?
Go ahead.
I've done a little bit of reading on the effect of gratitude on depression, and some studies that have been done between the two. And I just think it's really important. So I want to talk about some of those and the why behind it. The first thing that I just think is so important is being aware of how our thoughts become who we are, and that being intentional about what we're thinking about really actually changes the brain. So an intentional practice of gratitude, even when you don't feel like it, but in making a choice to look for things to be grateful for and to actually appreciate them and then speak them out, has the power to change entrenched negative thinking and to actually rewire the brain.
Hmm.
So a lot, everyone would agree that depression is related to negative thinking and negative thought loops. And so we do have the power to change those neural pathways. And we do it by choosing specific thoughts.
So basically, I mean, what you're saying is that when we're in this darkness, this depression, this deep, deep depression, and we feel like there's no way out, when we focus, it can be very, very difficult in those situations. When we focus on things that we're grateful for, it will literally shift our brain. I mean, it will.
Well, there's a couple things there. So I want to talk about our thoughts creating neural pathways. So if you think about, if you have like a negative thought loop, so I don't know if you can think about an example of when you kind of replay a negative thought in your mind over and over. And it can become a default way of thinking. So if you think about like tracks, like think of like, well, if you're just walking in the same path over and over, it's going to become a pathway. Same thing happens in the brain. You continue to think a thought over and over, the stronger that neural pathway becomes. And then it becomes our default thinking, and our mind just goes there. It's the mind's way of conserving energy. It's like, I'll just go to this default thought.
Like a habit just becomes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the brain's way of conserving energy. Like, oh, well, this is the thought we go to.
This is the norm.
And it becomes our brains automate that thinking. So we have to pay attention to what we're setting our mind on. So if you begin to think on purpose and think grateful thoughts on purpose, you create new pathways until they become the default. So if you choose to think about, what am I thankful for? What is it? What am I actually thankful for? And I think this is important because I've done gratitude journals before in the past and been like, well, what am I supposed to be thankful for? Let me write down those things I'm supposed to
What
be
others
thankful
think
for.
you should be thankful for.
Yeah, just that thinking of like, I should be grateful for this, this, and this. But what I'm suggesting is, what are you actually grateful for right now in this moment? And it could be, I'm grateful for a cup of coffee. I'm grateful for, you know, the sweatshirt that's keeping me warm.
The littlest things.
The little things. So like training our brain to look for, what do I actually love in this moment? And what am I actually thankful for? And this is a phrase that could change your life. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You see what you look for.
You see what you look for.
You see what you look for.
Okay.
So it's just true in the world. Like our minds are looking for evidence to support what we're thinking. So if I go out in the world and I think everybody's against me, nothing ever goes my way, I'm going to find evidence for that. Someone's going to cut me off in traffic. I'm like, see, everyone's against me. Like it never works out for me. Like your mind will find evidence to support what you're looking for. Do you believe that?
I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
Even unconsciously. So, like, for example, Olivia, our daughter, got a blue Subaru. Had you ever seen a blue Subaru before?
Yes.
Oh, God. What I'm saying is now I see blue Subarus everywhere. Like
Oh, okay.
the
I got you.
brain starts looking for them. Like, oh my gosh, everybody has a blue Subaru. There's so many. Like you see what you look for. So if you are looking for good things, you will find them.
Hmm.
And if you appreciate the good things, you will change your emotional experience of your life. And if you speak out your gratitude about the good things, you will change your relationships. So, and then all of a sudden, because you are looking for good things, all of a sudden you see your life and you're like, I'm surrounded by good things. What are your thoughts?
No, I mean that's definitely, that takes some effort. That takes some work. I mean, when we're in that horrible, horrible, dark, dark, deep, deep depression, that valley, that closet, how do you get out of that? I mean, what little step would you take? Would you recommend that our listeners take if they're in that that dark place to even start thinking
That's
it
a good question.
in a positive?
Yeah. So you're thinking, I don't know how to do this. So if you want to take one step, I would say every morning, if you have a journal or a calendar or anything that you will see every morning, write down one thing that you are grateful for in the present moment. So this is another thing, like the present moment is important. So a lot of depression, anxiety is either ruminating on the past or ruminating on the future. So it's like a time travel. It's like we're not in the present moment. I'm really like looping about something that happened in the past.
So things that we can't control.
Yeah, or I'm spiraling about something that could or could not happen in the future. So gratitude helps us come back to the present moment. And in the present moment, what am I grateful for right now? And it could be something huge, it could be something tiny, it could be something on your desk, but actually think about that thing, look at that thing if you can, and actually feel the appreciation in your body, like actually feel it. You know how when you feel appreciation for someone or something, like it changes something in your body, like you actually feel it. Those are actually feel good hormones that come um, from the emotion of gratitude. So intentionally appreciating and being grateful for something actually will change your body. It will flood you with hormones. It's DHEA. It's a feel good hormone. And it lowers the stress hormone, cortisol, in your body. So, like sitting and just letting yourself feel it and writing it down so you have a record of this. And then the next step, if you want to improve the way you actually feel, is to speak it. So either speak it to God, thank you, God, for this, or speak it to the person. If it's a person, text a person, call the person, write them a note. It actually will change things in your brain.
The bottom line is that everybody has something, no matter how difficult life is. I mean,
Yeah.
There's always something we could be thankful for.
Yeah. And you
I mean,
see what you
even the
look
littlest
for.
things. Yeah. And we start reprogramming our brain when we start looking for those things. Like, wow, I'm grateful that, the sun was out today, that it wasn't raining. I'm
Yeah.
grateful that I'm
Thank you,
feeling
God, for
better.
this sunny day.
Yeah. I'm grateful for my animals. I'm grateful for, the people that do actually care about me. I'm thankful that I have a job. I'm thankful, you know, that you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Um, everybody, there is something. Everybody has something, and no matter how difficult life is, there's always something to be thankful for.
hmm And I think it's good to ask ourselves, what goodness have I been overlooking that is available to me right now? What goodness is in my life right now that I've been overlooking? And, are you noticing the miracles around you? Are you noticing the beautiful things around you? And you can practice flooding that area of your life with gratitude. Like, I love this part of my life, even if my life is so hard right now. I'm so thankful for this part of my life. I'm so thankful for the kindness of this person. I'm so thankful for that this person reached out to me and cares about me. Um,
I'm so thankful for the individual that sent me this podcast.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
Um, the other thing I want to mention is that this is an intentional practice. And it won't change your brain after the first day, but if you continue to practice it and you train your brain to look for the things that are good in your life, or, I like to start off my day by saying, everywhere I look, I see things I love. Everywhere I look, I see things I love. And then I go on a walk and I see so many things I love. I see all the birds I love. I see the clouds I love. I see so many things I love. And I've trained my brain, like, I'm looking for the beautiful things all day long. And now it's really natural for me to look for things I love and that are beautiful. But that was something I practiced. And I think when we practice that, what it does is it forces us to start thinking about other people and how they contribute to our life. Like, we start to notice other people's kindnesses. Like, somebody smiles at you and says hello. Like, I'm so thankful for that. Like, thank you for brightening my day. And I think being other oriented is a really important part of pulling us out of depression.
It takes our eyes and our focus off of us in that deep, deep depression,
Yeah.
and it focuses on others. And in turn, that blesses others and it blesses us.
Yeah. So gratitude has the power to do that. It pulls us, it helps us to see others and to notice their kindnesses. And I think that's so important. And it also can shift us out of a victim mentality.
Yeah.
Bad stuff happens to all of us. And it is my choice whether I let myself become the victim in my life of my circumstances. But it shifts us, it teaches us that I'm not a victim, but I am actually an undeserving recipient of so much goodness. Like, when you start to look for all the goodness and all the kindnesses, and it's also really important to talk about, like, our negativity bias. Our brains will naturally look for what's wrong. Like, we look for threats, we look for, and it's because we're wired to keep ourselves safe and the people around us safe. But we look for what's wrong. We look for the bad things. We notice the bad. We don't have any problem noticing the bad things. We don't have any problem remembering, like, this person hurt my feelings. This person didn't show up for me. This person fill in the blank.
Right? Well, and then how does that work for us when we stay in that mindset?
It does not work for us. It
It's not,
hurts
we're not taking
us.
positive steps forward.
And so we have
Hurts our
to,
mental health.
yeah, we have to be aware that we do have a negativity bias. And so we have to counteract that by intentionally looking for the things we're grateful for and intentionally creating a gratitude practice.
Have you heard, have you, I mean, you're the science one, that thankfulness actually reduces the cortisol levels,
Yes, I have.
and it slows your breathing and signals to your body that you're you're in a safe place right now. You're safe right now. And I mean that's what's mind-boggling to me, is that it does something. I mean, as much as difficult as it sounds, I mean, some of you that are listening right now, I mean, we know you are in horrible place, and you're in a place where it's like, how can I be thankful for anything? Nothing in my life is going well. I mean, we hear from you guys every single day. But what it does is that not only when we're very intentional with focusing on those things, like Kerry was saying, being very intentional, focusing on the stuff that we're grateful for. I mean, it does something like physically to our body, our cortisol levels. I mean, it slows our heart rate. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to see like the benefits of being thankful, what it does to us, even physically.
And I love that because it's like the science is backing up what God told us. You know, and the Bible talks so much about being thankful. And I like to think of that like he wants us to be thankful, not for his sake, but for our sake.
For our health, yeah.
And it's like what you're saying. He's not like be thankful, be a grateful child. Like that's not what God is saying. I think he's saying be thankful, like, because listen, this is for you.
This will benefit you
This
more than you can
this
imagine.
is how I want you to live. And I love this verse, and it's Philippians 4:8. And it talks about our thinking, but I think it relates so much to this. It's like set your mind on these things. Like you're going to have to be intentional with this because like we said, our minds easily go to what's negative, to find what's wrong. But it says in Philippians, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. And
It doesn't say focus on the individual that hurt you.
no. And I think he's telling us that because he knows the power of our mind, that we have the power to change our reality by shifting our focus, by focusing on what is good, what we're grateful for. And that does not mean that we aren't in pain sometimes. Like I've heard people say you can't be sad and grateful at the same time.
Right.
I don't think that's true.
Right.
I think you can hold both. I think you can be like, I'm so sad. And, you know, if you've listened to this podcast before, you know, Mario and I lost our daughter in January. And this has been the saddest year of our lives. I can be sad. I can be grieving the loss of a child. And I can be grateful for the friend who texted me this morning.
Right.
I can be sad. I can miss my daughter terribly. And I can also be grateful for my family that understands what we're going through.
Right.
Yes, we can hold both of them.
Yeah. Gratitude doesn't take away your pain. It just helps you breathe.
Exactly. I love that.
I mean, it just helps you manage
Yes.
the pain.
I was reading about there's this treatment approach called habit reversal training. And it's a like a competing response. So if you have a negative, let's say depression, okay, so they use habit reversal training for depression, and they propose that gratitude is a competing response for negative mental habits. So You can challenge your mind. So let's say you're spiraling into negativity. You're ruminating on something that either past or future oriented, and you can challenge your mind in that moment to find something you're grateful for. And you're combating that negative content of your thoughts, and you're bringing your mind into the present. Um, and so it's almost like a technique, and it's not saying, oh, now your depression's gone. It's just a technique in that moment to pull your head above water.
Right.
And so, like a gratitude practice, yes, that will change the neural pathways of your brain, but you also can use gratitude in the moment to be like, okay, I'm going to stop this loop of negative thinking, and I'm going to force myself to find something in this moment that I'm thankful for, and then to actually feel appreciation for it. And to be like actively grateful in the moment as a response to those negative thoughts.
Right. And I mean, be thinking, I mean, it creates, when you're grateful, it does create like a form of like resilience too.
Yes.
Because what it does is that when you're going through those battles, you've been through it in the past and you know how to combat it, and you're not going to stay as long in that deep, deep depression that you did in the past.
Yes.
You know the steps that you have to take. And I mean, it makes you feel less alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, doesn't it? I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's when you're grateful for things. I mean, Kerry recommended in the morning. I recommend even before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Talking to yourself, just like, man, what are the things that I'm really grateful for? Give me a couple things, well, maybe one thing, and thank God for those things right before you go to bed. And then your mind, I mean, can you imagine what your mind does with that?
Yeah.
I mean, those are steps of healthy benefits to your mental health for sure.
Yeah. So you could choose morning or night.
Or you could do both.
You know, some people say, write down 5 things, right? And it's like, yeah, that's great. If you can just write down one, start with one.
Start with one.
And start to notice all of the beautiful things. Just notice. It doesn't mean there aren't horrible things. There are. But you see what you look for, and you can train your brain to look for the good things. Just do it as an experiment. Just do it as an experiment. Like this month, I'm going to experiment with,
Because it's Thanksgiving month.
yes, with Philippians 4:8. And I'm going to, whatever's noble and right and pure and lovely and admirable, excellent, praiseworthy, I'm going to choose to think about those and just, thank God for it. Like, look at this. So beautiful. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you for bringing this into my day. And if it's a person, thank you, God, and thank that person. Thank you so much. Like, if somebody's kind to you, thank you so much for being so kind.
Right.
And you know what it does? It changes you, and it also changes that person.
Right.
And it changes the relationship between you and that person.
And it brings us hope again.
And it's like, oh, okay, God knew. God knew how important this was.
Right.
But your thoughts become like physical substances in your brain. You're actually changing your brain when you train it to do this.
All right. That's good stuff. Let's start closing it down a bit. What are your final thoughts here on being grateful?
Being grateful. It's really just a way of being in the world. And when you're around someone who's just so grateful and it just feels so good to be with them.
Right.
And the opposite of that would be entitled.
Mm.
And we've all been there. We've all been entitled. And I know I have been. But that feeling. And the feeling when you're around someone who's so grateful, and you can just see it. You can see it in their whole being. And I just want to be that kind of person. I want to
Can that person though? Yeah, but can that person though, when you're in a really dark place, can that person be really annoying?
Well, I don't think that's
You know what I mean? That's always like, oh, tell me the good things. Not the bad
No.
things.
Okay. I wouldn't say that that's a grateful person. I would say that's somebody who's bypassing negative emotions.
Okay,
And
yes,
that's
there is a
something
huge
different.
difference. Yeah. there's a
So
huge difference.
we are not talking about bypassing negative emotions. I think all of our emotions are important and we've got to feel our negative emotions. This is important, okay? This is really important too. Most of our emotions last for 90 seconds.
Really, 90 seconds.
But what we do is we feel them and then we replay them over and over and over, and they last for 10 years.
For, a lifetime.
But if you can let the negative emotion come, let's say it's sadness, okay? I experience sadness every day since Reese died. I let the feeling come. And sometimes I set a timer for 90 seconds because I'm like, I'm going to feel this for 90 seconds. And then I'm going to choose a different emotion. I'm going to choose, okay, what am I grateful for in this moment? And I'm going to set my mind on that. I'm not ignoring the negative emotion. Like I have to process the sadness and I want to. I don't want to shove that down. So what you're saying is you're describing somebody who's bypassing negative emotions.
Right.
You can be with somebody in their sadness and be with them in the sadness and don't jump over it and be like, well, what are we grateful for? No, that is not what I'm saying.
No, that never helps.
I'm saying you think about in your own life, what am I grateful for? What do I want to feel appreciation for right now?
When my body, my mind, everything doesn't want to be grateful.
Yeah.
What am I grateful for? Those are the most difficult times. It's more like, my gosh, I don't want to be, I want to stay in this dark place. And that is reality. That's human nature too, is that we feel comfortable. We like being the victim. We like being in this dark, dark place where you get comfortable. Like you said, I mean, there's some comfort in that, but it is crazy, crazy unhealthy to be in that place.
And you have to be intentional about not being the victim because,
Right.
We all will have negative circumstances in our lives and some of them are much harder than others. And that's just true. And also we get to choose what we do next. Am I going to stay here and be like, poor me, the world let me down? You don't have to do that. You don't have to. You can choose. That's not who I am. I'm going to look outside of myself. I'm going to be grateful for the beautiful things in front of me. And I'm going to thank the people that are bringing beauty into my life.
That's good stuff. I'm grateful for you, Kerry, dear Tenzio.
Grateful for you too.
Not only this month being Thanksgiving, but every day. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. And do you have anything closing before we wrap this up? Do you have any other thoughts?
Oh my goodness.
I know you have.
How do I wrap it up? I have a bunch of notes that I didn't get to, but
we'll get to them next time in our next episode.
I'll end with this. This is Proverbs 23:7. As someone thinks within himself, so he is.
That's solid. Guys, hey, please, if you are struggling with your mental health, if you are struggling finding hope, reach out to us at death2life.com, death2life.com. Text us if you want to chat with our peer support at D2L 91627, and we'd love to chat with you. If you have an idea for a topic for the show, email us at 411@death2life.com. Hope and pray that you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. We're very grateful for you, our listeners, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Happy Thanksgiving. We love you.